Introduced about 3 years back, Hyundai's sports adventure vehicle here, well, it gets an update. Welcome to the 2025 Hyundai Santa Cruz, the XRT edition, which means it's ready for off-road, or at least it looks like it's ready for off-road. With this revised front end, you get your tow hooks, because absolutely necessary there, and you do get a better approach angle than the standard Santa Cruz. So when you go over bumps and curbs, most likely, you don't have to worry about scraping the chin. On the side, you get thicker fender flares, AT tires to match with those 18-inch wheels, blacked out mirror caps, as well as door handles. Sadly, you don't get proximity door locks on the rear, only on the front. Then round back, it's more or less the same. You get these really cool tail lamps that says Design in California. You got the XRT badging, and that's really it. The Santa Cruz takes a lot of its influence from the Tucson. I love the daytime running lights, and just the overall look, I think it suits the vehicle really, really well. Back here, we do get a damp tailgate that some still don't offer, so I love that. You also get a tonneau cover, which just slides right back whenever you don't need it. And yeah, it's only a 4-foot and a bit bed, but if you fold down the tailgate, you get 6 feet here. And what's more, it's like a ridgeline because you do get that in-trunk cargo space. It's not as big, but there is a hole there so that you can drain it as you wish, and it is fully sealed. I have my bag in here. I didn't have to worry about that whatsoever. And you also have 2 more compartments on the side. And the one on the right even has a 112 volt outlet, so you can charge your devices there as needed. But let's close this up. This is assisted, so it's a lot easier to bring up. And they give you the strap, so you can just pull and close the tonneau cover. Let's check out those back seats. In terms of overall space, headroom, legroom, both isn't a problem. It's not as wide as the Ridgeline is. That's actually another class above. And because of that, it does feel wider in the Ridgeline, and it is. But in here, if you have just 2 people, you shouldn't really have any issues. 3 in a squeeze, definitely. But what's nice is you do get an armrest now. Unlike the years past, this armrest also has 2 cup holders, and you get 2 more on the side. So you can really, well, have your thirst quenched. You also get vents in the center and USB-C ports down low. But let's move up front. As this is the XRT model, I don't get leather seat. This is actually just pleather, which is fine. Easy wipe down. They are heated but not cooled, and you do get a 2-way lumbar support, which is sufficient for most cases. What I did find is this seat goes pretty high. So if you're shorter, well, the Santa Cruz would be decent, because I mean, I'm 5'11", and basically I can drive through the sunroof. Not that you should, but you can. And it just means that maybe the Santa Cruz is designed for someone maybe a little bit shorter. Anyways, in front of me, I do have my updated Hyundai steering wheel. You get the 4 dots rather than a big H logo now. You got all the buttons that you typically would have and paddle shifters on the back. I will say that this design is better than the previous one. The previous one was like crab on the side. It's a little weird looking. This is just more traditional. You still got your thumb grips on the side, so it's not bad at all. Behind, this cluster is definitely updated, and it looks a whole lot better than the previous. You got multiple different themes that you can set. You can see different things in the middle. I like this cluster a lot. No heads-up display, which is fine. The cluster is right there. And then the infotainment, I mean, this is the latest from Hyundai. It has wireless CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, so it has all the things that you typically would use with your vehicle. It has BlueLink, and it has over-the-air update as well. I like that they brought back all these physical buttons. If you had a previous version of the Santa Cruz or the Tucson, you'll know that the whole center stack was this digital touchscreen thing. Very similar to the middle of the climate control. But now you got all of this back, and it just makes life a little bit easier. I didn't have much problems with the previous generation, but I must say, a lot of people like the physical controls that is present now comparing to the past. Sure, the design isn't as like flowy as the previous generation, but I still think this looks great. I don't really have any problems with like the materials or anything like that within this vehicle. It's exactly what you expect. Under the hood, well, in Canada, we only get one option. It's a 2.5-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder. It makes 281 horsepower and 311 pound-feet of torque. Mated to that, it's an 8-speed dual clutch and all-wheel drive. while yes, you can get a naturally aspirated 2.5 liter in the US, here in Canada, turbo power only. Step on it. It actually hustles. It's a relatively quick vehicle for what it is. And this turbo motor has plenty of grunt. You're not going to be ever wanting more. I'm certain there's going to be people that would want a V6 over this, but you know what? Turbo power with that mid-range grunt, it's just really nice. The 8-speed, while absolutely fine when driving day to day, it's a little clunky when you have to kind of stop and go. It is a dual clutch after all. It just doesn't behave the way that you think it should, and sometimes because of that, it's a little clunky. However, for most of the time, you should be absolutely fine. And this ride, supple, soft. It actually has a higher payload than that of the Maverick and the Ridgeline. And it still has a relatively soft ride. Generally, a higher payload vehicle gets, well, harder springs. And because of that, it has a worse ride. Not here. This Santa Cruz, it just feels absolutely great. And for longer journeys, you turn on highway driving assist and whatnot. The vehicle basically drives itself for you. It's very, very relaxed. And the XRT gets the 360 camera that only was available on the higher trims before. So I absolutely love that. I'm able to press the camera button down here and see exactly where those blind spots are. It's a great system. Something that I noticed is the Canadian version has a drive and terrain select. So I get snow, mud, and sand in my terrain select. Whereas in the US, I believe that is actually a center diff lock button. A little different. But realistically, I don't know if it actually means the four-wheel drive system is any different. Have to test them side by side. Maybe I'll get a Santa Cruz in the US and I'll be able to do that. Aspect here, the XRT is like 47,000 Canadian dollars, or in the US is like 41,000 something. It's not like it's the most pricey of vehicles, but it is $10,000 cheaper than that of the Ridgeline, at least here in Canada. Looking at the options, you know what? I think the Santa Cruz is actually quite solid. And in the aftermarket world, there's quite a bit that you can do with them. There are lift kits, there are lowering kits. So if you're a fan of that Maverick Lobo and you want a street style truck, well, J.Mak has a pro kit. And looking at the pictures online, it looks absolutely perfect. Like, it's so nice. And of course, you know, there's 2-inch lifts from different places that you can get on the Santa Cruz as well. If you want to lift it, put some even bigger tires on it, I'm sure you can. There's a host of different upgrades that you can pick for the Santa Cruz. And I do like that. Customizing your vehicle, making it yours, having it stand out, especially in this bright orange paint that I have, it attracts a little bit of attention. In any case, thank you so much for watching this video. Like the video if you do, subscribe if you want to see more. Let me know what your thoughts are. Are you a person that would pick the Santa Cruz? Or are you going to pick up a Maverick or a Ridgeline? Or do you just want Subaru to make the Baja again and you pick one of those up? In any case, thank you so much for watching. Like I said, have a great day. Take care.